Hello guys, I'm going to go through some toes to bar today, so a bit of demo, some progressions as well. I'm going to start off with the hollow and the arch position. So those are basically the foundations you need to build on first before you jump up on a rig and do kipping toes to bar. So I'm going to start with showing you the hollow position and the arch position. So the next progression would be to do hollow rocks. So you want to make sure you're pulling your ribs down, your lower back is on the ground. We don't want a gap, we actually want to be creating compression here. So pull your ribs towards your hips. We keep our legs straight. This is the harder version. If you need to, we can also tuck. So then same applies to our arch position or our Superman position. So they go onto my front. I want to be squeezing my bum, hamstrings, lower back, creating lots of tension here. That's my arch rock. So now we apply the hollow and arch positions onto the rig. So we're going to go into the kip swing next, or the beat swing. And when you think about active hollow, so we want to be pushing down onto the bar, and then as you come through, we want to be just in front of the bar, but still creating lots of tension. If we don't have this nice arched position, we basically end up swinging through like this. So I'll just show you a couple of reps. So our next progression, we've got our beat swings, we've got our kip swing. Our next progression is actually pushing down more into our hollow position. So actually you want to push the bar away so we create a little bit more space, and that allows me to then, basically gives me a bit more room to be able to bring my knees up higher. So then now we're working towards our toes to bar. We're not going to go there just yet. I'm going to give you some progressions first, like knee raises, then getting your knees to your armpits, elbows. But let's start with pushing down on the bar. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my knees up just a little bit. It's not really, it is a knee raise, but it's more about, think about pushing back onto the bar, because the ultimate goal is we want to get our toes to the bar, right? So it's actually keep pushing back, then bring the knees up. Okay, next one I'm going to try and get those knees a little bit higher towards my armpits, and then hopefully towards my elbows. And the last one, if I can, getting towards my elbows. Obviously this is going to require a lot more compression here, so you got to think about pushing down, but also getting these knees up even higher, hopefully. Okay, so the next thing actually I'm going to show you is, once we've done that, I know it's not going to be like the nicest looking toes to bar, because obviously when you see someone doing a lovely toes to bar with nice straight legs, looks great. But the reality is that is very difficult. So let's go for pushing back onto the bar, keeping those legs a bit bent, and then we're going to do a little kick. We'll flick the feet up for our last bit, okay? So that last minute, after I brought my knees up, sort of kicking, flicking my feet up towards the bar. One thing I want to also point out is it's really important that we actually make sure we're really active in our arch position as well. Because if we're not pushing through on the bar when we're here, then we're going to lose that tension, and then basically our whole kip just doesn't work, right? We lose that tension, everything starts to, then it's like you go floppy, and then you come back, try and get another one. It makes it so much more harder, right? We want to try and be efficient when we're doing our toes to bar. So it means saving our energy, making sure those reps are, you know, 1 rep at a time, trying to link them versus doing an extra kip in between. This is also a good opportunity here to practice that rhythm as well. Like, maybe you can't get your toes to the bar just yet, maybe you're just off, but if you can practice basically building that rhythm and getting that rhythm there, then eventually we're going to build that strength here to be able to get your toes to the bar. So once you've got the rhythm, then you just need to keep building the strength versus doing one, trying to get the kip again, then doing another. Next thing I want to show you is actually, so now we'll go to the straight leg variation. So I'm going to start with basically bringing my feet just above hips, bringing them a bit higher, and then higher again. Obviously it's going to be a little bit harder, quite a bit harder, than bending the knees. So feet just above hips. Now I'm going to try and bring them up a little bit higher. So again, you can basically, you know, it's practicing that rhythm and developing the rhythm first. Not actually getting my toes to the bar yet, but I'm staying super strong and solid in my kip swing. So I am developing strength there and developing the rhythm as well. Okay, and do a few toes to bar, straight leg toes to bar as well. So, those are some variations. Super important that we develop our foundation, our basics first. Super strong hollow, strong arch, staying active in the arch as well, not just letting yourself flop and come through. All those progressions. Like, I know we want to do the sexy stuff straight away, but sometimes it actually pays off if we just break that movement down a little bit, build our strength first and our technique, and then once we actually have got that, then you're going to be linking bigger sets all the time. So remember, foundations first, make sure you're strong in your hollow, in your arch position, and then it's going to all come together like magic.